Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and really this week there's only one piece of fitness news. It's Justyn Vicky situation. I'm going to discuss this, and we're going to discuss this maturely. We're going to discuss it from really what's going on, and so that people understand, and we can end some of the silly nonsense I see about people talking about ego lifting and all sorts of stuff. Because clearly it's a lot of non-lifters who are chiming in, who are not serious lifters, and they don't understand what happened. And this was a completely preventable thing, unfortunately. And, this is something I see all too often, something I'm seeing a lot online. I have been a fitness influencer, if you want to use that term, for over a decade. Okay, I've been uploading training footage for over a decade. All my workouts go up online. They have for years. You guys will also notice I'm very, very big on safety. Okay, very big on safety. Notice I have safety arms in place set about 2 inches below the bottom of my squat. Okay. One of the problems I'm seeing repeatedly by fitness influencers is not using safety arms. Not using safety arms and just trying to use a human spotter in place of those arms. All right, that is a terrible idea. It's a completely terrible idea. You guys remember the riddle of steel from Conan, right? Steel you can trust. Remember Conan's dad telling him that, not men, not beasts. I think that applies here. That applies here. When I saw what happened to him, I will agree the spotter was not the best spotter in the world. The spotter clearly had no idea what he was doing as a spotter. But I don't think that that's entirely the cause. Okay? The way that the guy went down, even a good spotter might not have been able to save it. Now, granted, the guy was all up on top of him, pushing up on him and everything, and that possibly made it worse. But I don't think you can solely blame the guy. Let's come down to some common sense. Influencers, I'm seeing it over and over and over, are clearly noobs to the gym sometimes. Some of these guys are getting really jacked while not knowing basic safety. And it's preventable. I'm seeing guys get pinned in weird ways and stuff on incline benches. I called out a guy on that the other day, just this last week. I said, look, you need to learn the basics before you start trying to teach other people on the internet. Okay, I don't care how shredded you are, bro. You're not being safe. You're setting a bad example. Okay, you should not have got pinned that way on this incline bench. You had safety arms right there. You didn't set them correctly. All right, that's what happened to Justyn. That is what happened to Justyn. He didn't say, hey, there's a perfectly good rack right in front of me. I should squat in the rack and use the safety arms. No, he squatted outside of a safety rack. Notice I said safety rack. I like to call them that instead of a power rack. I think a safety rack is the correct term. Right, there's no excuse for getting hurt on a max. There really isn't, not to that degree. I mean, that is so tragic, and it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And if we can learn something from this, it's not about ego lifting. It's about using the correct safeties, using the equipment correctly. Okay. Don't get me started on Smith machines and the crap I see with those. It's a safety issue. And you're getting people who are like, oh, that'll teach you to ego lift. Maxing out is not ego lifting. All right, the same people I see telling other people making fun of ego lifting like that, ego lift. Okay, perfect example. If you touch and go your bench and you don't pause on the bench press on your chest, you're an ego lifter. If you ever bounce any of your reps at all, you pause for a half second or a 1 count on your chest. That's what you're supposed to do. Okay, that's ego lifting. You're bouncing a weight off your chest. That's an ego lift. Even if it's for 10 rep sets, the guys who half rep their dumbbell presses, okay, that's an ego lift. They're using dumbbells much heavier than they can actually handle when using a dumbbell press correctly, right? That's ego lifting. Okay, cheating on exercises in a way that's not productive for building muscle or strength is how we would define ego lifting. Doing a correct full range of motion max is not ego lifting, like what you just saw me do right there. Yes, that was heavy. Yes, there's a little bit of a mild form breakdown because I am hitting a max at that point. And I believe that was 510 that day because that's a 55-pound bar. Okay, but that's not an ego lift. That's a competition lift that we are tested on in competition, right? Maxing on a squat, a bench, a deadlift, even a power clean. That's not ego lifting. That's just part of strength training and strength sports. That's part of the sport. My clients max out every week. Most of my clients hit maxes every single week. It's normal, everyday parts of serious training. It's a normal part of this lifestyle of the various strength sports, the things we do. Okay, it's just part of the game. Him maxing on a squat is not an ego lift. It's a decently respectable squat he was going for. Okay, considering his body weight, it's not bad. Not a bad squat to go for. Not using safeties though, that's the problem. It's not using common sense. We have safety bars. That's a pen and pipe setup I'm running. I also have those slings down there I use for a lot of my squatting. I always use the pen and pipe for benching. Okay? Safety equipment exists. It's in every gym, almost every gym on earth. Most of our home gyms have it. I have been stapled under squats. I don't want to put any up on here because they're kind of funny to see. I've been pinned under squats and hit the safeties. It happens. I've missed squats in powerlifting meets. It happens. I've never broken my neck. And I've been doing this over 20 years, guys. I have over 2 decades of experience as a lifter and a coach. This is preventable. It's so simple. And people say, oh, just use a spotter. No, it's not about using spotters. You don't even need spotters. Spotters get people hurt. That guy was using a spotter. He's dead. Okay? That's what I think of spotters. When people say use a spotter. Really, that guy used a spotter and he's dead. You know how hard it is to find competent spotters in the gym? It's hard. You know how easy it is to find safety arms? He didn't use them. The guy is dead because he did not use proper safety precautions that are available in every gym, that are common sense, everyday stuff. And guys, if you think that you're too tough or too much of a badass to use the safety arms, okay, well, don't cry when you break your neck. You're not going to be tough with a broke neck. You're going to be tough with a crushed throat, are you? Okay, use the safeties. I'm bigger and stronger than most of you guys, and you see me use them. Does that make me a sissy? No, it makes me alive. Okay? Use the damn safety arms, people. Start calling out every influencer who uploads footage without safety arms. That's what I think you all need to do. Call every last one of them out. We can prevent this from happening again. If you, as the audience, start calling dumbasses out. Tell them use the safety arms. There you go. We can stop this from ever happening to anyone else ever again for all of eternity. Create a culture to where you call people out for not doing it. Done.